That's quite a teacher to said I. What's he going to do? He follows us. Well, it doesn't just God will make amends for his things, to our acts, our deeds, and the things that
one of the most celebrated and popular historical romances ever written. The Three Musketeers is a swashbuckling adventure novel written in 1844 by French author Alexandre Dumas. Set between 1625 and 1628, it recounts the adventures of a young man, D'Artagnan, who leaves home to travel to Paris, hoping to join the King's Musketeers. Although D'Artagnan is initially unable to join the elite group, he is befriended by three of the most formidable musketeers of the age, Athos, Porthos, and Aramis. He becomes embroiled in their adventures and in the political affairs of the state. Their most dangerous encounter is with Cardinal Richelieu's spy, Milady, one of literature's most memorable female villains. Dumas presents the novel as one of a series of recovered manuscripts, turning the origins of his romance into a drama of its own. The story of D'Artagnan is continued in 20 Years After and the Vicomte of Bragelonne, 10 years later. The Three Musketeers was written in collaboration with Auguste Maquet, who also worked with Dumas on the sequels, as well as the Count of Monte Cristo. Maquet would suggest plot outlines after doing historical research. Dumas then expanded the plot, removed some characters, added new ones, and imbued the story with his own unmistakable style. The Three Musketeers was first published in serial form in the newspaper Le Cycle between March and July 1844. This lavish Folio Society edition of the classic adventure story is bound in sumptuous burgundy goatskin leather with a newly commissioned binding design by celebrated artist Roman Pisarev, featuring D'Artagnan and his three comrades in blocked black and gold foils. The top edge of the pages is gilded to match the gold of the foil. Hahnemuller antique paper was specially sourced for the exclusive etchings, which are hand-tipped onto the page facing the limitation piece, which itself has been blocked in gold foil. Each etching has been printed by hand by the artist from the original brass plate, making each unique. The frontispiece and 11 further fine-line illustrations, also by Pisarev, were originally created for a folio edition of Dumas' masterpiece printed in 2001. Pisarev has illustrated many Folio Society books, including the splendid limited edition of The Count of Monte Cristo. In his fascinating introduction, the late George MacDonald Fraser, author of the Flashman novels, delights in the lavish narrative that so endeared Dumas to his readers, and which continues to enthrall more than 170 years later. The text is the original 1846 William Barrow translation, generally considered to be the most faithful. This edition is limited to 750 hand-numbered copies. It is set in monotype Earhart with Gaudi text, Lombardic capitals, and Victoria titling for display, and is printed on Abbey Pure paper. It measures 10 inches by 6 3/4 inches and is presented in a handmade paper-covered slipcase. It runs to 616 pages.